When we come to see the teddy bears are here to be.
This happened about 4 years ago. I was living in rural Mississippi in a house with a few of my friends. This particular night it was just me and my dog Charlie. She was about 50 elves, black, pitbull cross, beautiful. Anyway, the house was on the side of me, vacant at this time, and the neighbours on the other side was quite a distance away. Behind the house there was a cow's field, and in front of the house a pine grove. I was at the kitchen table, facing away from the sliding door leading to the deck-in. Straight ahead was the living room window, facing the front of the house. Out of nowhere, I got this freaky feeling, like something was wrong. My dog was normally really quiet, but her hairs were up on the back of her neck and she was barking and growling. This freaked me out even more. Anyway, a light flashed across the curtains. I jumped up and glanced between the curtains to see two figures moving across the front of the yard. Now I'm really panicking. Cell phone reception was really terrible in this house as well, so it took several attempts to call the cops. I was freaking out the whole time and Charlie was there with me. I decided to take her to the smallest bedroom in the back of the house. Cops finally arrived 20 fucking minutes later. Unfortunately, the house was surrounded by farmland and thick forest, and with the police's hefty time delay, the prowlers were long gone. I told my mates what happened when they came in, and they told me to keep the doors and windows locked from now on, and also draw the curtains when I'm home alone so nobody can see who's in. A few weeks later, a friend came over to do some work on the house and fix a few things. As he was here, he noticed the utility room door had been messed with and the lock was nearly off. He was telling me about it and then continued to say, it wouldn't surprise me if they'd scouted the place before, as out of all three doors that only had small windows and curtains, they picked the door that you were least likely to hear them messing with. Also, you were least likely to run into someone accidentally while entering the property, as it was a laundry room. Also a good place to hide and wait. After thanking him for severely sketching me out and fixing the lock, I just thought how lucky I was to have Charlie here, alerting me of my surroundings, prompting me to call the police.
When we come to see.
When I was about 17, me and three friends, Frankie, Lucy and Kelly, were drinking and getting chonged in a field that had a smallish forest perfect for getting wrecked in without irritating people, and no fires, only phone lights. If we made fires, police would come, party over. Your eyes adjusted pretty well after a while anyway. After a few hours of joking, reminiscing and singing along to phone music, we were all pretty tipsy at this point, Frankie asked me, "Did you get a text back from Tracy saying whether she was coming or not?" I replied, "No, why?" "Oh, because I thought I saw someone in the woods walking around." After keeping my eye out in case it was Tracy deciding to join us, out of the corner of my eye, I saw someone. I started shouting, "Tracy! Tracy!" Then did the other three, thinking that Tracy was just drunk and confused. But I didn't see them again. No one replied. After a few moments, we all went back to partying. A few hours later, it's probably about 2 a.m. We were all pretty drunk and high, and well, chilling. When Lucy decided to go for a pee, not too far, but where we couldn't see her. We were all laughing and having good times when it was suddenly interrupted by Lucy screaming like a banshee. Within seconds we were all on our feet and running over to her. We found her on the floor, trousers around her ankles, and her crying hard. We got her up, asking her what the fuck happened. Through the tears she explained she'd just got her trousers down to pee, and someone came up behind her and picked her up and was holding her like a bear hug. For a second she was confused and didn't say anything until she heard, "I hope you girls are staying here tonight." As she realised some freak bloke was holding her, she started wailing, so he dropped her and retreated back from where he came. After hearing this, we all looked around to see if we could see some movement or hear any noises, but nothing. Silence. Lucy quickly pulled up her jeans and buttered them for a few seconds until Frankie said, "If we couldn't hear or see him leave, what if he's still here, like, watching us?" At this, we gelled the fuck out of there. Luckily, there was nothing really to grab as we packed light to avoid losing stuff when we're drunk. We just left the booze and walked back. I'm sketching out hard, I must admit. We decided not to tell our parents or the police to avoid punishments and lectures. Who can deal with that right now, you know? We just wanted people to know what happened, our friends, the people that went down there. We never went down there again. After that we just got wrecked in parks, near houses, and we tried to keep the noise down. Much safer.
The teddy bear.
I'm a 21-year-old female and I was out clubbing with some of my buds, and rather rapidly, as it often does, the alcohol got the better of us and we all just started arguing. Long story short, I'd had enough and decided to leave. Fuck it, I'm out. I was walking down the quiet road and it was isolated, no one really around, until suddenly I noticed this guy behind me. He was quite far back, so I just carried on strolling down the street with my phone music blaring in true chav fashion. I glanced back. This guy, he was really close now. All 6 foot and a medium build of him in his black jacket and black jeans. I tried walking fast and thinking, you're just paranoid. When I felt this, as I felt my head being ripped back, I was about to scream. He clamped his big meat fucking hand around my mouth so hard I felt my teeth cut into the back of my lip. I could taste blood like hot dog flavoured pennies. Sick. He threw me to the ground and launched himself at me, causing my head to ricochet off the pavement. I feel his hands, body and breath all over me, disgusting ape hands over my mouth. I tried to scream and cry for help. Suddenly my face is burning. My vision went black for a second. All I could think was, what the fuck was that? As I am dazed. He slapped me, but it felt like a punch. Still grabbing up my clothes and my body, trying to pull my trousers down and keep me pinned at the same time, saying in his hushed, satisfied growl, tell me you love me. I tried to scream, and then bang, he hit me again. He repeatedly did this, snarling, tell me you love me, bitch. I could feel his hands in my trousers as he tried ripping them down. I was about to go numb, just pass out, just give up, as the blows to my head were becoming too much when I heard, hey, you sick fuck, get off of her, I've called the police and they're on their way. He stopped instantly and looked at me dead in the eyes and whispered, I know you love me, and sniggered. He leapt off of me and sprinted off. I just screamed and lay there for a few minutes, crying and holding my bloody face, thinking, thank my lucky stars this bloke found us when he did.
We're here to play it.
Me and my stepmom had decided to go to the movies to watch Deadpool. I'd already seen it once but loved it and wanted to watch it again. Oh, just FYI, my stepmom was training to be a cop. Anyway, it was nearing the end of the film and things had been fun when I noticed an old man who walked up to where we were seated near the top and just stayed there. But he didn't sit down or watch the movie, he didn't do anything besides stare at everyone. I blew it off and figured he must just be looking for someone. He walked down towards the entrance, looked at everyone over for like 10 minutes and left. I thought it was odd, but continuing to watch the film. 2 minutes later, the old guy walks back in, only this time he walked really slowly across the theatre, not facing the screen or anything, just still staring at everybody. Then my stepmom said, get your things, and we exited to the lobby. I began to freak out a little and did as she said. When in the lobby, I decided that I needed to pee and went to the bathroom. On my way out, I saw that there were 4 workers standing there outside the theatre, with my stepmom explaining how his behaviour was like someone who wanted to shoot up the place and that he kept scanning the room. After a while, the workers took control of the situation and started watching the man, just for a bit, just to make sure everything was okay. After about 5 minutes, he came out and said, yeah dude, he's still standing there. Not long after, me and my stepmom decided to leave, just to be on the safe side. We got home and she rang the police station that she worked for to fill them in and get any updates. They said he was a middle-aged man with a loaded gun on him, and he'd been there the whole time. Thanks to my stepmom's quick thinking, she got us out of there. Even though nothing did happen, I'm glad we were out of there before it did.
You don't come play with us.
You were in your room alone, tucked up in bed, on the verge of falling asleep. But then you notice an odd sound. Funny, nothing in your room normally makes a noise. No pets, no ticking clocks, telly and all that's off, no humming electricals. Strange. You brush it off and start drifting off again. When it hits you, that sound. It's breathing. You're now wide awake and frozen, listening to the sound of breathing in your room. As your mind builds the faint sound into a noise that's almost deafening, you're panic-stricken. You realise it's coming from under the bed. Your divan bed, with the drawers taken out, making a nice little hideaway. As you lay there, silently freaking the fuck out, telling yourself, man up and look under the bed. You slowly move to the edge of the bed. You're saying, now will be the time to run, like you say to all the actors in the horror movies. You're near the edge. Your stomach's in knots, sweating, and you're trying to control your breathing. You feel the fear and take a quick glance. You see nothing. So you brave a second time with a linger, but this time your eyes come across something, a figure. You scream, ah shit! Full heart attack mode. Your eyes start to adjust, and then you realise it's just your 4-year-old daughter, curled up in a ball, under the bed. Fuck knows why. But still, I would take that creepy shit over a psycho killer any day.